All right, everybody. We're going to talk about a backbone. You know that old saying that behind every good man, there's a good woman. Who do we refer to as the backbone of the family? It's the woman. The man is the foundation, the woman is the backbone. Well, we're going to talk about why the black man has become so weak. See, you can't stand up in this world if you don't have a backbone. The black man has chosen to lie down. He's chosen to betray his own backbone, has effectively separated himself from his support system. We're going to talk about it. Gangster talk up right now. Hit it.
Yeah, son. There's mad kids out there getting cream for the 9 bro. Yeah, and I've been doing this for a long time. You know, shoot the game, going for mine.
Alright.
And this is the year when mad caps get peeled. So I'ma spark this line, kick the reel.
Bang him out.
With all this chaos in the realms of the street, your local street dog got to make ends meet. The average Joe's far too slow for this ghetto pro. You better know, when I hit the streets, I like to glow, I like to glisten. And at the same time, stay low, listen, motherfuck the fame. I'm pursuing the dope. My stilo is symbolic to a kilo. Cash is popping, coke's cooking, beans is copping. Ain't that some shit? A player that's used to living rich is now a sticky kid, caught up in a ditch. In 94, Giuliani kicked down the door. In 95, niggas flipped to stay alive. Peeling caps while I laugh. In the stats, the 4.5. Remy in the glass, spark the boom, then I blast. They wanna confine me, sneak up from behind me. Bust a cap in my back and put me where they can't find me. They hate to see a young player pay. They don't wanna see that, son. They rather see him spray. But I'm like Nitty, a Terminator, squeeze the lead off. Using verbs and nouns like rounds to blow your head off. Hitting up spots, heating up blocks. Invested in stocks like Colombian blow crops. I'm out to get cream and ain't no doubt in my mind. Fuck this broke shit, I'm hit, I get down for mine. I get down for mine, you can get down for this. And you get it one with your hands in the air. I get down for mine, you can get down for this. On the regular, shit, nigga, no fear. I get down for mine, you can get down for this. And you get it one with your hands in the air. I get down for mine, you can get down for this. On the regular, shit, nigga. I hear you wanna be a player. I ain't someplace you bet. Let's play a game of real nigga roulette. Witness a DOA as I spray the melee. Contact and punctuation is compared to AKs. You in a daze. Overdose for pure funk. I'm fucking off like Tommy Gibb. But karma's a boost monk. Decapitating rappers in my trunk. I'm sick, pumping skunk, bouncing with my click, popping mega jump. I'm getting blank while these clowns be zigzagging. What's this talk about flipping keys? Come on, you're nickel bagging. I'm blasting off wings and making doubters believe it. You see, I was packing heaters when jokers was banging cheerleaders. Ain't nothing changed, it's still the same in the rap game. I'm known for banging rookies out the frame. Y'all done forgot who was the pimp from the start. Sipping vintage wine, eating a la carte. I'm phenomenal from the abdominal. Far from comical lyrics and sticking the brains like barnacles. Never sleep. I'm bringing the drama to the streets with techniques and rolling in fleets. Ain't nothing sweet about the streets, so I'm poetically ill. I'm pure like cook up and lyrics shine like fish scale. I got the banger at your throat and you ain't showing no signs. K-Dep, let them know I get down for mine. I get down for mine. You be getting down for this. And you want to put your hands in the air. I get down for mine. You be getting down for this. On the regular, shake the fingers, no fear. I get down for mine. You be getting down for this. And you want to put your hands in the air. I get down for mine. You be getting down for this. On the regular, shake the fingers, no fear. I get down for mine. 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 We get my different hands on the regular. Shake it with no fear.
All right. What's going on, everybody? This is Gangsta Talk, and I am your host, the notorious Gangsta Simp, aka Maximum Black, aka the Black Knight. So Lady Knight can't join me this morning, but I do have the Thunder Princess with me. We will be getting through this podcast with you as we talk about the backbone of the family that has been abandoned by the black man. Now, General Seti said it the best. Shout out to Cyrus Seti. He said that there is a disease of weakness running through the black community. Well, hell, is running through black society. And that weakness is the black man. And the reason why the black man is weak, because he doesn't have his backbone. Who is the backbone? The backbone is the black woman. You see, the man is the foundation, the woman is the backbone. Every man needs a support system. Now let's go and back that up. When you look at the Asian man, he has his woman by his side. Everything that he does includes his woman. Without his woman, it would just be men just milling around doing nothing with no purpose. You see, the woman gives you purpose. Without the woman, you have no purpose. What would men be doing in this world if there were no women? Let's think about that for a second. What would be the purpose of living if there was no women? What would you do? Where would you go? How would you live? What would your mentality be like? How would you get along? How would you survive? Would anything matter anymore? What good is a mountain of gold if there is no woman? What good is all the natural resources in the world if there is no woman? So what does that tell you about the woman? Tell you that she is the most precious resource on this earth. I can't even tell you what life would be like if there were no women. It would be hell on earth. And we most certainly wouldn't last very long without any women. So without women, there is no purpose. So the woman is the support system. She's the support system of the family. The man is the foundation of the family. But without that support system, the foundation is meaningless. So the problem that black men are having today is that they have betrayed their support system. They have turned their backs on their support system. They have been beguiled away from their support system. They have believed in the negative propaganda. They have taken up arms against their support system. They believe everything that's being told to them by their enemy. And their very support system that they need to stand up in this world and be strong men, they have turned their back on. And the sad part about it is they don't realize how weak they are. I mean, you got weak men absolutely believing that they're strong when they have nothing behind them whatsoever. They don't have any infrastructure. They haven't established anything. They don't own any wealth. They own very little property, if any at all. When it comes down to ownership and property, they're dead last. They have no leadership because there is no support system. So every time you punks get on social media and talk crazy about black women and talk about not desiring your own women, all you're doing is turning your back on your support system. All you're doing is making yourself weaker in the eyes of other men. See, when other men see you and they see no woman by you or behind you or by your side, they see you as weak. You're no longer a formidable foe because you have no support system. A man with no support system is easily defeated. easily defeated. And that's why you have been defeated. And that's why you have a defeatist attitude. Because you have no support system. You've turned your back on your support system, your backbone, your very backbone that you need to stand up straight with your broad shoulders and get out here in this world and tackle whatever obstacle come your way. You've turned your back on. The very support system that you need, you have become enemies with. Now, who told you to do this? Well, I'll tell you. Your enemy told you to do this. And you stupid Negroes are still believing what your enemy tells you. And you don't even realize that you're the only fool walking around on this earth with no backbone, no support. That's why you're looking to each other for support, because your understanding of love has been misplaced. You see, your enemy has effectively changed your understanding of what love is. He's gotten into your mind. He's poisoned your mind about the true understanding of love. Some of you fools even walking around here believing that love was manufactured in a factory somewhere. I've heard that. I've heard some of you fools say that. You don't believe in love. Well, that's why you don't have any backbone. See, other races of men understand love. They understand that you need that support system. They understand when you go out and you tackle all of the grueling things that go on in this world, that when you come home at the end of the day, you need that nurturing spirit. You need that nurturing support, because it filters out your psychological state of mind. It filters out your heart. It strengthens your resolve. You fools don't get that. This is why you can't find any support. You think that the support is in each other. You can't hold each other up. You don't have any courage. You don't want to fight. You don't have nothing to fight for. That's why y'all punks. And y'all walking around here scared of your own shadow, because you have nothing to fight for. The reason why is because you have turned your back on what you should be fighting for. Your backbone, your women. You see, other races of men have something to fight for. Now, you go into the Asian community and you try to lay hands on Ling Ling. The Asian man is going to whoop your ass to death. He's going to kill you. Why? Because Mei Ling is who he's fighting for. That's his support system. That's his backbone. And he's going to fight for her to the death because he needs her. She is his support system. He isn't stupid. He knows that that is his support system. So you come in and you lay hands on his support system, he's going to do everything in his power to send you to your destruction. Because you are causing harm to his support system. Same thing with the Hispanic man or the Latino man, whatever the hell they calling them nowadays. We don't know what the... Look, no disrespect to Latinos, but I don't know who the hell you are. Latino, Hispanic, whatever. But he has the same mentality. You see, Maria or whatever you want to call her, is his support system. You go into the Spanish community and you try to lay hands or try to bring harm to one of his women, he's going to kill you. Why? Because that's his support system. You're fucking with his very life when you try to bring harm to his women. And he knows that those women are vital to his existence and his progress in this world. He knows that the woman is vital to his very mental health and emotional health and his understanding about what goes on in this world. She is the person that's in his corner when everybody else has turned against him. He understands that. That's why if you try to harm her, he will kill you. Go over to the white man. Well, the white man's a little different. He don't pretty much give a damn about nothing, but I tell you what, you try to lay hands on that white woman, he'll dust you off. Now you see that going on right now. He's dusting you off anyway. Putting your hands on his woman just gives him even more of an excuse to dust you off. Why? Because that's his support system. He couldn't do all of these things that he's doing without the support from Becky. See, women give men drive. Let me bring your attention to a particular movie called 300 that's reflective of real life. There was a scene in the movie 300 where Leonidas was standing over a big bottomless pit. And he had some fast talking nigga that was disrespecting his queen, right? And right before he kicked him over that pit, he looked back. First of all, he told him, he said, "You come to my city steps, you threaten my people with slavery and death, and you insult my queen." And then dude was like, "This is madness." And Leonidas looked back at his queen, and she gave him the nod, and he kicked that punk ass nigga down that well. See what I'm saying? See, real men understand what their support system are. Real men will kill you over their support system. You dumbass niggas running around here with no support system. That's why you're weak. And that's why you won't fight. That's why you're cowards. Because your love is misplaced. Your love is in other men. Men can't support. Men aren't support systems. Not to other men, we're not. You see, because everything we do doesn't make any sense if there isn't a woman involved, even the military. Why do we have militaries? Why do we protect ourselves? Who are we really protecting? Are we really protecting ourselves? Well, men can protect themselves, right? Because we're fighters. We're natural fighters. But what are we really protecting? We're really protecting our women and children. We say we're protecting our country, but what does our country consist of? Women and children. So we're protecting our women and children. Our women are our support system. So we're willing to wage war over our support system. When you look at history, they have gone to war over women. That's it. So that should tell you something about how important and how precious women are in our life. Without them, nothing will make any sense. And like I said, you're the only dumb nigga walking around here with no support system, thinking you got it made, thinking that you're going to live under the shadow of other men and that other men are going to shield you and protect you and covet you like you're some fucking baby. This white man ain't going to shield you or covet you. He don't owe you nothing. The only thing he owes you is a foot up your ass and a bullet in your head. You're not his son. You're not his people. You're not his children. I mean, if you are trying to be his child, right? You're trying to be his, child, his brother from another mother. Many of you seek comfort under the white man's rule because you're too cowardly to establish your own rule in this world because you won't fight. You guys keep making fucking excuses every time you turn. I'm so sick of these goddamn weak excuses. Yeah, the black man, we messed up, but the reason why we messed up because they did something to us in slavery. That was 500 years ago. You gonna tell me you still fucked up? You ain't trying to do nothing? All y'all do is make excuses. Other races of people have been enslaved too, but they fought back. The Mexicans fought back. Everybody else fought back. Why can't you fight back? Why you the only motherfucker walking around here living off of excuses of 500 years ago? Because that's all you niggas got. All you so-called fake ass scholars. Just sit up here and talk the same bullshit podcast after podcast. Well, the reason why the black man ain't working right, the reason why the black man is a coward is because back in slavery, they stripped us of our name and our culture and well, nigga, what you gonna do about it? You ain't doing shit about it. What time for you to do something about it?
Can y'all hear me?
Hello?
Abena?
Yeah, now I can hear.
Okay. I'm not certain what's going on. I'm on the move. I just know it went quiet, and I'm seeing people said they can't hear anything.
Yeah, I also can't hear anything, so I was about to figure out whether um Black Knight or Fallout or something else.
Okay. All right. So Max is basically saying that the women are the backbone of the man, and without that support, that 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 he's pretty much lost. He already lost before he even got started. Got this.
Yeah, right, because um the backbone of the black man is the women. You see, the reason why Black Knight is says the women is the women have everything, and it's the women who makes men to move forward. Without the women, men cannot do anything. So if you think you are a man and you think, okay, if I don't have a woman, I can do whatever I can do. No, you can't do anything because the woman who gives you knowledge is the woman who gives you advice, who show you what you need to do. Without the women, man cannot do anything. That's why the creator himself give the women to the men to protect them, to help them. So women are the backbone of the men.
Mm, yeah, yeah. Well, without without his backbone, he doesn't have the courage to fight. He don't even know what he's fighting for. Probably why they don't want to fight. They don't want to even fight for their own freedoms.
Right.
But mhm.
Yeah, but you can fight, but you can when you don't have the women supporting you to fight. Because it's the woman who can make you move forward, who can let
Hmm.
you win what you are fighting for. Is the woman. It's not a man, but it's the woman who can make you win. So if you achieve something without a woman, you cannot achieve it, and you have to find someone like a woman who will help you to achieve what you want to achieve. You have to find your backbone to help you.
Yeah, because after a while, if he has no woman, no children, or nothing to motivate him, after a while, accumulating stuff doesn't mean anything. How
Right.
many poets we heard, all things mean nothing because they were trying to accumulate for themselves, and now it's just them. They have no family. They they have no friends. It means nothing.
Yeah, because if you have no family, you don't have any plans to do. Because all you think is that, okay, I don't have a family and I don't care about anyone. But when you have a family and you have a backbone, you think fast. All the time, your mind is up to something. You want to focus your mind forward because you want to achieve something. You want to grab something. And if you don't understand something, you ask your backbone to help you figure it out. So without them, we are nothing. People used to say, okay, I don't care. Without the women, we can live and we can feel better. You lie. You cannot feel better without the women. Women are there for them to show you the way, for them to teach you what you doesn't know. Then you can learn it from the women. So the backbone is important for the men.
Yeah, yeah. She's the one that pushed men to be social. She's the ones that push to develop friendships, network, work with each other to achieve a goal.
Look at the men that they are having their backbone, and they respect their backbone. Look at the way they move forward in life. Look at the way they achieve their goals. Look at the way their things go through. And look at the way their family is because they have their backbone. Because they have a woman who is supporting them, who is giving them knowledge. You see, these men that they say we don't need a backbone, they are nothing to us because they don't want to they don't want to be with a woman. They don't.
Yeah, she's the one that drives him to be better, to improve, to not stay exactly where he is. It's the reason why men go to school, work a job, too, because they want to improve. They want better for their women. They want better for their children. If it was just a man by himself, he'd be fine where he's at.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, because for me, what I think every man needs to do in life, if you are with your children or you are with your family, you have to see these young children down and let them know, okay, this is what you have to know in life as a man. You have to get a woman at your back who will support you. So when you start giving your children this knowledge, they will grow up having the knowledge to help the family or to help the men in the family. Here is the case. We have men who are talking about system alone, who are blaming the women for everything. So they don't care to sit their children down, to teach them what they need to understand about women. See, these are some of the things that we blacks we need to do. Sit our family down, talk to them one on one, be with them like a student and a teacher who is learning something. So when I voice out something to my children, they can also voice out something to me. And then all of us, we are going to pick it one by one and learn it. Because children are having their special knowledge that is coming from God. And they can bring it out and you can learn it as a grown up. So men need to be with their family and teach them. Because you are the head of the house. Every man is the head of the house. Women, we are there to make the head of the house be strong. Not just being a man in the house, but being strong, who can fight forward, who can go forward in life, and who can teach our children how to be strong in life. How can be who can be a man in future, not just a sibling or a man of here, some man. No, we need the men. So the men also need the women, like the way we women we need the men to protect us. It's the same way you, the men, also need the women to protect you, to guide you. Because without the women, you cannot get any guidance. No. Where are you going to get your guidance if the women are not with you? If you lose your women, if you lose your black children, you can. You can go forward. And then our black communities is going to remain the same without having the backbone of our women. Brothers, see, let us learn something over here. These are some of the things Black Knight is teaching the young children, the young men that they are coming, and they need to learn. I wish everybody can have a pen and a paper and list some of the points that Black Knights have been putting on, and then you join it and put it in your rule.
I'm
Any
sorry.
morning, okay,
I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. Um, sorry about that, y'all. Had some business to take care of. Thanks for holding it down for me, Abby. I appreciate it.
okay,
Um, uh, like I was saying, right? You know, these niggas are the only one walking around here with no support system. Every other race of man has a support system intact. And when you look at the black men, they look at us as weak because we don't have any support system. We don't have nobody supporting us. And like I said before, not to sound redundant, a man with no support system is a man that's easily defeated. You know, and this is no surprise that the black man is in the situation that he's in right now, turning against his own support system. The woman is the backbone. And like I said, I left off at the 300 when he got the acknowledgement from his queen, and then he knocked that dude down the hole. Why did he do that? Did he do that because he wanted to flex and say that he's tough? No, dude threatened his support system. Men will kill you over their support system. Men who understand what their support system is will send you to your destruction if you try to harm their support system. Like I said, it makes no sense without women. Now we can sit up here and have conversations about, well, black women have attitudes. All women have attitudes. That's no reason for you to turn your back on your support system. If they got an attitude, then you need to get a better attitude so they can adjust their attitude. You see, you have to understand something. Everything is reflective on you. If your woman is out of line or acting crazy, you need to check what your leadership is all about. If your community is going crazy, there's wild children in your community, you got babies everywhere, nobody taking care of them, then you need to check your leadership in your community because that is a reflection of your leadership. When you go into other communities ran by foreign men, you don't see this running around, at least not in this country. Other countries are different because they have their own stuff in place over there. Their system isn't our system over here. Okay, so, like I was saying, you guys who sit up here and you think that you have a case, like somebody listening to you about your moans about black women, is ridiculous and it's weak. And you don't have any respect from other races of men. They see you as a weakling. They don't respect you because all you do is cry like little girls about your women. They see you as men who are incapable of leading your nation. Who is going to respect you as a leader if you're crying about your woman raising her voice, if you're crying about your woman having a bad attitude? That's weak. That's weak. Nobody is going to respect you. Nobody is going to take you seriously. They're going to see you as a fool. And let's get into what I was before we now all these pseudo scholars get on YouTube, and it's always an excuse. It's always about slavery. When are we going to stop talking about slavery and start talking about building infrastructure? When are we going to stop talking about slavery and start talking about understanding this politic game, that it's a pay-to-play scheme, and we need to get in there and pay so we can play? When are we going to start talking about men getting in the communities, reining in our children because they've lost their minds because there are absentee fathers everywhere? You guys keep complaining about single baby mothers. Well, stop making them. There would be no single baby mamas if you didn't make them. There would be no single mothers if you didn't make them. So you can't tell me anything about single mothers when you're the one making them. You try to put the cart before the horse. No, the horse comes first. You're the horse, the woman is the cart. You cannot put the cart before the horse. We have to look at the horse, the lead horse. The horse is making single mothers. You got a problem with single mothers, stop making them. In the meantime, we have to support our single mothers. We don't turn our back on our single mothers. See, as men, we are problem solvers. We're supposed to get the job done. We're supposed to take care of business. We're supposed to solve the problems in our community, not sit up here and complain along with the woman, because then we're no different than she is. We are supposed to be stronger. We are supposed to be of sound mind and body, right? Our emotions are supposed to be stable. But you guys got unstable emotions. Some of you got emotions like pregnant women. Some of you do sound like pregnant women. Seriously, I've been around a lot of pregnant women in my life. Some of y'all sound like pregnant women. You got emotions like pregnant women. So when you have this kind of display of so-called masculinity, then the black woman has no hope, right? You don't give her anything to feel good about. You don't give her anything to feel comfortable about. She could never nest in environment. She can never rest in her femininity and be a woman and be a mother and be a wife because you are inadequate. You are incapable of being a real man. You are incapable of being a strong man. You're nothing but a sellout. You're weak. You're effeminate. You're a punk, a coward. And all you do is make excuses. You've built nothing. You own nothing. You do nothing. And you blame her for it. So she can't rest in her femininity with you. Not in this current state. So, so what are you going to do to turn it around? What are you going to do to turn it around? You're going to keep talking about Marcus Garvey. You're going to keep talking about Malcolm X. You're going to keep talking about all of these past heroes. Their time is done. What about your time now? What are you going to do in this time? When are we going to get Negroes to stand up in this time? When are you going to start standing up for your people now? When are we going to stop blaming slavery? When are we going to stop blaming slavery for the fact that we don't want to do anything now? You guys are just cowards. I'm sick and tired of this talk about what went down in slavery. We know what went down in slavery. We don't need to hear it over and over and over again. What are you going to do to change what happened? That's what the question is. When are we going to have discussions to change what happened? And why are you still allowing something that happened so many years ago to affect you now? Other races of people have been enslaved, but I understand, right? We got that thing. Well, we went through something special. Okay? We were done wrong, but that was a long time ago. You can make your way in this world right now if you wasn't such a coward. If you wasn't always using the white man as an excuse. A lot of y'all use the white man as an excuse to be irresponsible. I'll say that one more time. Many of y'all are using the white man as an excuse to be irresponsible and to be unaccountable for doing nothing, for being a failure. So don't come in here with this crybaby shit. I don't want to hear nothing about the black woman did a goddamn thing. You ain't doing shit. You don't even have any credibility. Y'all got the nerve to even be talking about somebody. Until you do something, there's no one you can talk about. And what are you doing? I don't want to hear shit about, well, you know, we had a cookout and we fed a few people in the community. We gave them a couple of barbecue ribs, some peach cobbler, some rice pudding. That's not enough. And you Hebrew Israelites are the worst. You guys see Hebrew Israelites, you need to go in the opposite direction. These fools standing out here dressed like clowns, telling you about some fictional story. They may as well be telling you a story about Red Riding Hood, or the Big Bad Wolf, or Dr. Zeus, or Snow White, the Seven Dwarfs. Strategize and build. Well, first you got to get men together to believe that they can do something first. These niggas don't believe they can do anything. All you're doing is using the white man as an excuse to be irresponsible and to be unproductive. Do you Negroes realize that you are the most unproductive group of males in this entire world? There is no other group of males in this world that is unproductive as you are. You are the most unproductive males on this planet. Somebody prove me wrong. Somebody prove me wrong. You are the most unproductive males on this planet. You are the only ones walking around here crying and complaining like bitches. The world is on hard, my brother. Ain't nothing nice out here. Ain't nobody gonna give you shit. You got to make your own way. Sometimes you got to take stuff. You got to be willing to get down and dirty and get your hands dirty. Y'all don't want to do that. Y'all too scared to do that. Because every time somebody say, hey, listen, you need to go down here and build this and that. If somebody come try to take it from you, you need to kick their ass. What? What? I got to fight? Well, yeah. You got to be able to protect what you're building. Well, I don't want to fight. I don't want to be with you Negroes because I got to fight. I don't want to get hurt. I'm going to go over here with the white man and live up under his table and give me a nice warm spot next to a pair of his boots. And the thing about it is, you look at the discussion that black men are having, right? You look at discussions of other races of men. Every day when I wake up and I do my usual, I go through social media, I check out the news, you know, what's going on worldwide. I see other races of men discussing important matters.
Hello. I don't know whether someone can hear me or anything. Yeah, I think Mr. Mars is having some problems, so he fall out. I don't know.
Okay. So while the rest of the world is discussing things that's going on in the world, black men seem to be fixated on what the black woman is or
I'm
is
sorry,
not
I'm
doing.
back. I'm back, y'all.
Okay.
Sorry about the interruption. Yeah, y'all hit like, subscribe, and share and support. Listen now, every day I get up and I do my rounds. I check out social media. I check out what's going on in the world news. You know, I check out the mainstream media, and I see other races of men discussing important matters that deal with the world. They're talking about building on a huge level, a gigantic level. They're talking about moving mountains. They're talking about shaking the earth. They're even talking about manipulating the atmosphere. They're talking about deep things in science and breakthroughs and all kinds of this, and that. They're talking about moving forward. They're talking about the future. They're talking about building their future. They're talking about what's going to happen 10 years from now because they're building towards that. These are what other races of men are talking about. They're not talking about their women. I've yet to see a Hindu Indian get on TV or on social media and complain about Indian women. I've yet to see a Latino or Hispanic, whatever the hell you calling them, get on TV, on social media, on the news, and complain about women. I've yet to see a white man do it. Even though y'all got the white manosphere that y'all copying off of, I don't even see them doing it. I don't see the Asian man doing it. I don't see no other race of men doing this but you. And guess who I don't see when I see these other races of men talking about earthly matters, things that really count in this world? I don't see black men joining in the discussion. Where I see black men at is in some fucking subservient role, talking about marching, talking about singing, talking about getting something that they should have gotten decades ago. Nigga, it's been a billion years, and you still talking about you don't have any rights. You're still talking about you're not respected. You're still talking about you can't do this and you can't do that. Well, who fault is that? That's your motherfucking fault because you keep laying down and you don't want to fight back. You ain't ready to get your lip busted. You ain't ready to taste your own blood because you ain't got no dog in you. You ain't got no warrior in you. You a punk. That's why you still talking about shit that you ain't got. Ain't nobody trying to give you a goddamn thing. Let me give you motherfuckers a wake up call. Don't nobody give a fuck about us. Ain't nobody trying to give you shit. So you a goddamn fool walking around here marching and singing, thinking that somebody gives a damn about you and they're gonna feel sorry for you and write some fucking law into legislation that's going to protect you. Nigga, you got to protect yourself. You got to go and get it. Asian people just got a bill passed for hate crimes. How do you think they fucking got that? Did you think they got in the goddamn street and started marching? No. They put their motherfucking money where their mouth was. They understand the game. That's why motherfuckers get what they get. You don't understand the game. You play too many you play too many video games. Video games aren't reflective of real life. That's why many of you got a child like mine. That's why y'all 30 and 40 years old sitting up here playing Madden and shit. Immature motherfuckers. That's why you're not in a discussion with real men about the real world. Because y'all sitting up there playing fucking SOCOM or fucking Battlefield or some bullshit like that. What the fuck we look like taking advice from a grown ass man, 57 years old, playing a fucking video game? When it comes down to it, in the grand scheme of things, when it comes down to the world and what's going on in this world and what's going to change this world, you're not in a goddamn discussion. Your ass is way down the totem pole talking about something we shall overcome. Talking about some, yo, man, they shoot us down like dogs. Nigga didn't do something about it. Oh, I forgot. You ain't going to do nothing about it. What you're going to do is you're going to use the white man as an excuse not to do a goddamn thing. You're going to stay scared like a little girl, hiding up under your bed. You want the black woman to shield you while you cussing her out. You want the black woman to protect you. You want to be protected like a little fucking boy. You niggas are boys. That's why the white man call you a boy. Because you are boys. You niggas ain't no real men. Because if you were, half of us would be fucking dead by now. If you was a real man, half of you motherfuckers would be dead, and the ones that remain alive would be in power. Would have some kind of power. But you ain't about it. You ain't about that life. That's why you ain't got no fucking power, because you ain't about it. You're a punk. I don't want to hear shit about it. I'm sick of the pseudo intellectual masturbation. I'm sick of it. It has gotten us nowhere. We don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. All your fancy motherfucking rhetoric, all your $25 words, it has availed us nothing. We own 1/2 or 1% of the wealth in this country. That's nothing. You keep talking about we're a $2 trillion people. Where? We ain't got shit to show for. I wouldn't even be telling nobody we're a $2 trillion people. We ain't got shit to show for it. We ain't got no power. We don't have no infrastructure. We ain't got no goddamn property. We don't own no hospitals. We don't even have an apothecary. Nigga, at least build a makeshift apothecary in your goddamn neighborhood and turn the motherfucker into a clinic. Can't even do that. But yet we're a $2 trillion people. Don't hit me over the head with that bullshit. I don't hear nothing about no fucking $2 trillion. When I walk out here, I don't see a $2 trillion people. I see a people that's fucked up. I see a people who are leaderless. That's what I see. I see niggas using their money, right? Like fucking little kids. They get a goddamn paycheck. First thing you want to do is run to the goddamn store and buy fucking jewelry and gold so you can fucking shine like a goddamn monkey. Nigga, you don't give a fuck about your people. You don't care about your women. You don't care about your children. But you give a damn about walking around here shining like a fucking monkey. You dumb motherfucker. You ain't got shit but your shine. And your shine don't mean shit to nobody else but you. You ain't in a goddamn conversation about this world. You don't count in this world because you choose not to count. You are afraid to stand up and be counted because you're weak. You're weak and you're cowardly, and everybody knows it. And one of the reasons, and the biggest reason why you're so weak and cowardly, because you've turned on your backbone. You have no backbone. The woman is your backbone, nigga. Understand that the black woman is the backbone of the black man. Nigga, you are the foundation. Without the backbone, the foundation is useless, nigga. I'm not coming from no scholarly perspective, nigga. I'm coming straight from the motherfucking street. This is my perspective, nigga. I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm not gonna baby no motherfucking body. I ain't gonna dress it up. I'm gonna tell you what it is. You're a punk ass nigga. That's why you're in the situation that you're in. I ain't gonna be nice about it. You're a punk ass nigga. Until you change that, you're gonna continue to be a punk ass nigga, and you're gonna continue to get your ass kicked until they kick your ass off this planet. You're gonna fuck around and be the only man in history that got kicked off his own fucking planet. You're gonna fuck around and kick your ass right off this planet because you're a punk ass nigga. Ain't no other way to say it. Sitting up here, sound like a goddamn homo, saying words that women would say. You niggas sit there and listen to women so much that you talk like them. You see, when I lived in Japan, right? One thing I found very interesting about Japan is that the men have their own language and the women have their own language. You got hiragana and katakana. It's been a while since I've been in Japan, but I forgot who speaks who. I think the men speak katakana and the women speak hiragana. I could have it backwards. But they speak different languages. The men don't talk like women and the women don't talk like men. They got their own way of speaking. You're supposed to have your own way of speaking. You're supposed to speak like a man, and a woman's supposed to speak like a woman. You niggas speak like women. Sitting up here talking about, yeah, man, these hoes is ratchet. What are you, a homo? I ain't never used that word. As a man, as a manly man, I ain't never used the word ratchet. The fuck is ratchet? I don't talk like no woman. I don't use terms that women use. You niggas use terms that women use. You're the hoes. I got news for you. You are the hoes. You're the sissies. You're the one getting your ass. Well, the black woman ain't getting her ass kicked. Well, she's in danger because of you. But even in the midst of the danger that she's in, that you put her in, she's still fighting back. You ain't even fighting back. She's still out here trying to open up businesses. She's still trying to do something to help her people. You ain't doing shit. And man, please, man, don't nobody come up here. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna flip out. I'm gonna lose it today. I'm not in the mood. When I put this link out, I don't want to hear shit about. Don't come up here with no bullshit about the black woman. I'm gonna tear your head off. I'm telling you that right now. I'm giving you fair warning. I'm gonna rip your head off your body if you come up here with some black woman shit. I'm not in the mood today because you niggas are punks, and you need to understand you're the reason why black people are in the situation that they're in right now because you're supposed to be leading the people. You've given up your leadership and you've sold your people out. You have taken your people and put them under another man's rule. The man that you are afraid of, the man that you are afraid to fight, you have led your people under his rule. That's what you've done. There was a movie about Moses and Jesus, about the pharaohs. You see, movies have very, very interesting messages that you can take and apply to real life. In one of these movies, where Moses led his people away from the Pharaoh and they crossed the river, you know, the famous river of fire, whether it happened or not, it's not the point. But what happened afterwards was very, very important. When they were down by Mount Sinai, while Moses was up in the mountain, when they was down there showing their ass, right? One of the turncoats down there that used to work for the Pharaoh was saying that he was going to undermine what was going on down there at the bottom of that mountain, and he was going to lead the people back into captivity, back to the slave pits. If any of you saw that movie, you know what I'm talking about. He was the one that got them to make that golden calf. You remember what he said? He was going to take credit for leading the people back into slavery, back into the slave pits. See, nigga, that's what you are. You that dude. That's who you are. You've led your people back into slavery. You've led your people back to the slave pits. That's what you have done, and that's what you are continuing to do. You're leading your people back into slavery because you're a weak ass pussy. You're a weak ass, pathetic pussy, and you're leading your people back into slavery. You got them out there building golden calves. You got them out there sinning at the bottom of the mountain before the Creator. You're supposed to be leading them away from the Pharaoh. You're supposed to be leading them out of slavery and into a new prosperous life with strong spiritual leadership. Your punk ass got them building a golden calf and leading them back into slavery. You leading your people back into slavery, nigga. That's what you doing because you're a weak ass pussy. Let's just call it what it is. Fuck all this sugarcoating shit. You a weak ass pussy. And every other race of man know it. You've sold your people out. And you've turned your back on your support system. You don't have no dog in you. You ain't got no warrior. If you had a warrior in you, motherfucker, you'd be dead. And you have a lot of bodies before you die. If you were a warrior, the white man would respect you. He ain't got no respect for you because he know ain't no warrior in you. You ain't nothing but a coward. That's why he kicks your ass every motherfucking day. Because he can, because you let him. As a matter of fact, you wake up in the morning with your ass high up in the air. And you go out your house ass first. You don't even walk out your door like a man. You don't even open up the door, stand straight up like a man, and take one and put one foot out and then bring the other foot out like a fucking man. No, you turn around backwards, open your door, and you leave with your ass. You come out ass first. You know why? Because you're used to getting it kicked. That's why you walk around with your pants hanging down, displaying your ass all the time, because you're letting the white man know that your ass is there to be kicked. You're used to getting your ass kicked. You ain't no fucking man. Like I said, if you was half the motherfucking man, there'd be hell to pay in this country. You ain't no Huey P. Newton. You ain't Bobby Seale. You ain't none of them guys who bucked against the system. You ain't those people who fought the police back during those trying times when they was spraying them high pressure hose. You ain't none of them. You ain't a Phoenix Shakur who fought that state trooper, that killer state trooper back on the fucking U.S. Turnpike, who had a shootout with the police because she was defiant and they was defiant against the system. You ain't none of them. You ain't brave like that. You a coward. And that's why you die 1,150 billion deaths every motherfucking day. As a matter of fact, you so comfortable with being a coward. It's a way of life for you, and you don't think nothing of it. You walk around with it like a badge of honor. You're comfortable with being a coward, thinking that you can talk your way out of this, think that you're gonna scholar your way out of this situation. Nigga, you ain't smart enough. You're educated in their schools, and you think you're smarter than them. Nigga, they educated you. They educated you. What makes you think you smart? Well, what makes you think you're gonna outsmart them in their own system? And they educated you. You went to their schools to get educated. You didn't get educated by no Africa. You didn't get educated by the world. You got educated by your enemy. So what makes you think you're gonna outdo your enemy when he is the one that controls your education? You niggas swear you goddamn intelligent, regurgitating white talking points, speaking white rhetoric, and you think that makes you smart. Well, if you were that smart, you wouldn't be in the situation you're in right now. Now, what? If you were really truly intelligent, wouldn't you be leading? Wouldn't you be doing something? Wouldn't you be working against the system? Wouldn't you have something already set up aside of the system? Other races of men aren't afraid to create their own shit. The Indians got their own system. The Asian man got his own system. The Hispanic man got his own system. Every other race of man got his own system in this world except you. You don't have a system. You're working under the white man's system. You're too afraid to build your own system, but you say you're intelligent. You guys get up here and brag about how smart you are, educated by your enemy. And you look down on other people and you insult other people's intelligence. You've been educated in captivity and you're still in captivity. So how smart are you? Apparently you haven't thought your way out of captivity yet. So you can't be that smart. And surely you're not smarter than those who've educated you because you still haven't found your way out of captivity. And you haven't built your own system. What system do we have? Where's the black system? The Hispanics or Latinos or whatever the hell we call them nowadays, whether they be a race or whatever, they have their own system. The Asian man got his own system. Mexicans got their own system. Where is your system, nigga? And don't sit up here talking about, well, the white man ain't gonna let me have nothing. Well, the white man don't want nobody to have nothing. You think you're the only person? You think you're the only man on earth that he don't want to have nothing? He don't want nobody to have nothing but him. But these other races, men ain't trying to hear that. They don't give a fuck what he wants. They built their own shit in spite of him. They said, fuck you. We ain't gonna let you take over this whole world. We gonna live here too. We gonna build our own shit. How come you ain't doing it? What's your excuse? What's your excuse? Where's the black system? Where's the Negro system? I tell you where it is. It's on his motherfucking knees, giving the white man fellatio. That's where it is. You pussies ain't gonna do shit. So stop talking like you tough. You ain't done shit. You ain't about to do shit. I don't hear nothing. Listen, and your go-to shit about, well, niggas are doing this, niggas are doing that. Where they doing it at? And how come you ain't doing it with them? Okay? How come you ain't doing it with them? And so my thing is that where's the black system? I should do a podcast on that, right? Where's the black system? Every other race of man has his own system. And he don't give a damn what the white man wants. He knows that the white man is a killer and wants to take over the whole world. But he still built his system anyway. The Hindu Indian got his own system. He knows the white man want to take over the world. The Turks got their own system. Everybody got their own system except you. You're the only one walking around here like a goddamn coward talking about, I can't build nothing because the white man gonna take it away from me. Nigga didn't take it back or prevent him from taking it in the first place. Oh, but you need courage to do that, right? Something you don't have. That's something you don't have. Yeah, a lot of y'all don't like what I'm saying today. Okay? I'm not playing today. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this old soft crybaby shit. Well, these damn excuses. We keep listening to the motherfuckers run their goddamn mouth. Listen, I'm tired of hearing. When are we going to have niggas doing something? Let me tell you something. When other races and men talk, their words are golden. You know why? Because their words get turned into action. When that Hindu get up there and talk, that Hindu is talking about what he's already doing. When that Hispanic man or a Latino, whatever the hell he does, get up there and talk, they're talking about what they're already doing. Their word is golden. Their word gets turned into action. Nigga, when you get up there and talk, nothing happens. Nothing. Your word is shit. Nothing happens. Not a goddamn thing. Nothing. You're just blowing smoke. It's about time black people stop being fooled by these phonies, these phony intellectuals who ain't doing a damn thing, who ain't doing nothing but scamming you. 90% of the motherfuckers in the black goddamn sector are scam artists. It's only but a few real motherfuckers in the black sector. The rest are scam artists. They ain't about doing shit. All they want to do is keep you captivated so you can send them cash apps. Because many of them don't work. Because they're failures in the real world. And they done found a gimmick and a scam that they could scam y'all with all this bullshit. And let me ask you a question, right? When have you seen any of them do anything? Now, shout out to Q Butter. Q Butter doing something. I respect Q Butter. Like I said, it ain't but a few real motherfuckers on Black YouTube. Q Butter is one of them. It ain't but a few. So shout out to Q Butter in the Zion School. He actually doing something. Now, I heard about Brother George Macon. I haven't checked him out yet, but I heard George Macon is doing some things. But like I said, it ain't but a few real ones. Majority of these niggas are bums. Yes, even the ones that sound the most intellectual are fucking bums. They ain't about shit. They're here to just entertain you and keep drama going. So you can come see in a car wreck. So you can play the so you can pay them the price of the admittance to go see a movie. That's all you're doing. You're just paying to go see a movie. And at the end of the movie, you don't take nothing away from it except for a little small conversation. Wow, that was a pretty good movie. Yeah, man, so and so was good. Yeah, that's the end of it. But you're satisfied, right? Because you got your little entertainment and the attention that you should be paying to people. You don't pay no attention. The support that you should be giving, you don't give it. You give it to the wrong people. This is why we don't have shit. Like I said, you got fools up here talking about $2 trillion. We ain't no $2 trillion people. That's a bunch of bullshit. Sure, they're gonna show you statistics. Well, black people spend $2 billion. Listen to what they're saying though. Black people spend $2 trillion. Spend. How much money are we saving? How much money do we have? What are those numbers? How much money do black people have in reserve? Okay. How much? When we need to fall back on something, where's the money? And you wonder why everybody is ahead of you. Well, you keep giving them your money. You know how much money Chinese people make off of black people? How much of that $2 trillion are they getting? And how much of that $2 trillion that you give to them that they give back to your communities? Everybody is making money off of black people. That $2 trillion is an embarrassment. It's not an achievement. It's not something we should feel good about. You got these phony ass scholars sitting up here trying to make you feel good about being a damn fool. We spending $2 trillion and we don't have nothing to show for it. It's an embarrassment. That's dumb. You understand? That's dumb. How the hell are you spending $2 trillion and you own no fucking property? You got 1/2 or 1% of the wealth in this country. Spending $2 trillion and you only own 1/2 or 1% of the wealth in this country. You don't think that's dumb? We're dummies. Everybody is getting paid off of us. And your scholars on here are trying to make you feel good about being a dumbass. They try to make you think that you have something when you don't. Talking about, well, we got spending power, we got buying power. We sure do. Just ask all of the car dealerships. You don't need some professor to tell you that we got spending power and buying power. You can just go to the goddamn car dealerships. Oh, they'll tell you, yeah, black people got, big spending power. Go to the jewelry stores. Yeah, black people got spending power. They got buying power. Go to the Asians. Who many of their children we put through college with that $2 trillion that we're spending? Yeah. Black people. Yeah, black people have built tremendous buying power, tremendous spending power. You don't need no fake ass professors up here to tell you that we got spending power or we got buying power. You can go to the Chinese restaurant, he'll tell you that. As much money be spent on Chinese food. Go to your Chinese restaurant and ask you, hey, do black people have spending power? Oh yeah, black people got that spending power. They buy plenty fried rice, wushu pork. Black people got big spending power. Go to the bodegas. Yeah, man, the black people got the tremendous buying power. They say black people got spending power. They say The hell you need some fake ass professor to tell you that we got spending power and buying power. Go to the goddamn dealerships. Go to the damn jewelry stores. Go to these damn Asians. Go to these foreigners who got businesses in our community. They can tell you that. If we got so much power with this $2 trillion, then how come money doesn't circulate? The black dollar doesn't circulate in the black community. I don't even know if it's circulating at all in the black community. I've heard shit about, well, it stays in the community, what, 6 times, no, 2 times. I don't know what it is. But I'm not even sure it's in the community at all. I don't even know if it's circulating at all anymore in the black community. I think now when we spend $1 in our community, that shit fly the fuck up in the air somewhere. I'm not even sure it's circulating at all anymore. $2 trillion. That's a bunch of rhetoric that has you sitting up in here regurgitating phony ass talking points to make you feel good about being a goddamn loser in reality. When you come in here and say shit like, man, we got a lot of power, we spend $2 trillion, that tells me that you're a loser. And you have no idea what's really going on in the grand scheme of things. Hell, you may as well be asleep. We are losers, people. And we're losing. Spending $2 trillion with nothing to show for it is losing. We aren't winning. We are losing. And for some fool to sit up here and try to make you feel good about losing all that money with nothing to show for it, ain't nothing but an agent of white supremacy. A sellout. Any fool that comes up here, I don't give a fuck how smart they sound or what school they were educated, what white school that they was educated. I don't give a damn about none of that. Any fool that sits up here and tell you $2 trillion is something that you should be proud about spending and having nothing to show for it is a damn fool. And if you believe him, you're a fool too. Shit, if that really, man, let me tell you something. If that so-called $2 trillion really meant something, do you know what we would be in this country? We would be the prize motherfucker. We would be the golden goose. Well, actually, we are the golden goose, but for the wrong reasons. Nigga, we will own. Are you kidding me? We would be the premier race in this country. We will own and control damn near everything in this goddamn country. If that money really meant what it should mean. But since we only own 1/2 or 1% of the wealth of this country, what does it tell you about that $2 trillion? It ain't worth shit. And it doesn't do us any good, but it damn sure helps the people out that we spend it with. Like I said, you don't need some funky ass, punk ass, washed up professor to tell you that $2 trillion is spending power or buying power and give you some old fairy tale fucking rhetoric about we can go buy countries. Really? If that's the case, how come we ain't bought a country by now? Fuck buying the country. Why we ain't buying up everything here in this country? Should we be buying up everything in sight with $2 trillion? How come we don't own shit? So y'all got to stop getting caught up in bullshit. Y'all got to stop getting caught up in fucking rhetoric. You got to open up your eyes and see what's really going on in this world. We don't have shit. So all this talk is just a big fucking smoke screen. It's to keep you from panicking. It's to keep you from falling way down to the dumps. So you can walk around here and sound like a damn fool, right? Oh well, we spend $2 trillion. Say that around other races of people and see what they do. See what they say to you, and see how they look at you. They'll look at you like you're a damn fool. Go find an Asian person, right? Go to your local Chinese restaurant and say, hey man, we spend $2 trillion a year. And watch how he looks at you. He's gonna look at you like you're a damn fool. He knows you spend $2 trillion a year because he gets a lot of it. He's gonna look at you like you're a stupid motherfucker because you are. You spend $2 trillion a year and you don't own shit in this country. You don't have no power in this country. You don't have no say so, but you spend the most money of all the races in this country combined, but you have nothing. You have no voice. You have no control. You have no power. You don't create no legislation. You don't influence policy. You have nothing. You don't build infrastructure. You can't employ your own people. You can't give. You don't make. You don't have any products. You don't produce anything worth mentioning. Look, I'm not talking about selling fucking dinners and shit. We gotta do more than just sell dinners and shit. Okay. Well, Blair, what you talking about? We do produce something. My mom would never be cooking dinners and shit with peach cobbler and collard green. Yeah, but you see, we're gonna need a little bit more than that. We're gonna need mama and them to do a little bit more than that. Okay. $2 trillion. And this is a talking point that they tell you so you can get all excited, is right, and feel good about yourself so you can get them a cash app. So now you actually think that there's a revolution going on. You think that there's some real shit happening, right? I mean, you talking about brother so and so said that we spend $2 trillion, man. We're powerful people. Really? You really believe that? Would a powerful people be going through what the fuck we're going through? If that $2 trillion was worth a goddamn thing, would we be going through what we were going through? If we were spending that kind of money, shouldn't we own police departments? How come we can't make that money work for us if it's real? Because it ain't working for us, it's working against us. Like I said, you're a damn fool if you believe that shit. And you're being played like a fool. And you got a lot of black people who are agents, who are getting checks from white supremacy to tell you that stupid shit and to keep you with that shit in your mind so you can go around and regurgitate it and tell other black people and fuck their heads up too. And I'm walking around here believing in some bullshit that's not real. Man, y'all better wake the fuck up. Let's start opening up your eyes, use your goddamn common sense. We don't own shit. Spending $2 trillion don't mean a goddamn thing. All it means is that we're fucking fools. Because we don't have shit to show for that $2 trillion. Nothing. I'll tell you what though, the Chinese man could tell you what he did with that $2 trillion that you spent. He can give you a whole litany of children that he put through college through that $2 trillion that you spend. He can give you a list of properties that he brought from that $2 trillion that you spend. See, he can show, he got something to show for your $2 trillion. You don't. You ain't got shit to show for your $2 trillion. But other races of people can show you a whole bunch of shit that they got off the $2 trillion that you spent. You can't show nobody nothing. But they can show you, hey man, look at what I did with your $2 trillion. I bought 15 Chinese restaurants. Thank you, stupid black man. And next year you're going to spend 2 trillion more. Next year I'm going to get 19 more. Thank you, stupid black man, for spending $2 trillion. I put my kids through college. Generations of my kids go through college with that $2 trillion that you spent. Thank you, stupid black man.
Oh yeah, hello. I don't know if somebody can hear me. Yeah, yeah, we have to come together and build up something without building up anything for ourselves. All the time, the white people have been talking about their own. What about us? We are not talking about our own, and we live our own. And that is some of the things that we need to talk about. How to build, how to put something to the black communities. Than rather than we helping the white people building their own whilst we losing our own. We can't be doing that. Yeah, we need to build our own and let our own be developed in our countries, in our black communities. So in future, our young children who are coming will come and learn or know how to build. But because we don't want to build and you just want to destroy and always be complain, that is why we are not building anything as a black people. Yeah, it cannot be like this all the time. Always, I do say, black people, we cannot be like this all the time. We need to improve in life. We need to improve in what we are doing. All because we don't care.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Thanks, Abby, for stepping in. Um, I see something that says we need to build legit and stable businesses that will last and continue putting more money within our communities. KFC and Popeyes are making top dollar bank. Yeah, okay. Well, let me ask you this: what kind of businesses are we going to build? Black people don't know how to do nothing. What are we going to do? Build chicken joints? What kind of businesses are we building? You see, when people say we need to build businesses, it's easy to say we're going to build businesses. Successful businesses are another thing. Necessary businesses are another thing. What businesses are we going to build? We can't get nothing out of niggas because we don't know how to do anything. What do we know how to do? Do you know how to work raw materials? Do you know how to turn raw materials into goods? No, you don't. The Asian man does. Do you know how to manufacture anything? No, you don't. The Asian man does. That's why they have huge businesses, huge, groundbreaking, earth shattering businesses. Do you know that the Asian man is responsible for nearly 80% of the manufacturing in this goddamn country? Because you know why? Because they know how to work raw materials. They know how to turn raw resources into goods. Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to make silk? Do you know how to get the material that you need to create silk? Can you make garments? Can you make materials? What can you do? You don't know how to do shit. What you think you're gonna do? Dress like a goddamn clown and walk around here talking about you the shit? That's a business. All you niggas can do right now is deal with the music industry. And you ain't even doing that right because you don't you ain't got no control over that either. Your record companies ain't even shit. And then somebody tell me what businesses are we going to build? I keep hearing this. We need to build businesses. Okay. What kind of businesses? Because we don't produce shit. We don't know how to do any damn thing. So what kind of businesses that we're going to build outside of eateries? And maybe clothes. That's about it. We ain't got no technological businesses. We ain't got our own Silicon Valley. We don't have any science-based businesses or any medical-based businesses that's really rocking the motherfucking world. What businesses are we building other than eateries? We're going to need a little bit more than mom and pop shops. Mom and pop shops selling fried chicken, collard greens, and neck bones. We're going to need a little bit more than you having businesses selling clothes, designer clothes. That's not going to get it done. We need real earth-shattering businesses, businesses that matter in this world, businesses that people need. You see, in the need category, we have absolute zero businesses. We don't own any medical facilities. We don't own any tech labs. We don't own none of that. So what businesses are the fuck you talking about? Nightclubs? What real businesses we need to start? I'm gonna be right back. Abby, take over for 1 second. I gotta go put my phone in the charger. I'll be right back. When I come back, I hope somebody have an answer to what kind of real business that black people need to start so we can start gaining ahead in this world. I want to hear what y'all keep talking about the businesses. All right, let's talk about it. What businesses are we going to build? I'll be right back. Abby, take over for a
Right.
few minutes.
Yeah, right. It's true that we need to know the kind of business we are going to build as a black people. Because without knowing the business that we are going to build, we can't build anything. We cannot just go and establish any business without knowing the actual business we want to build. Yeah, we have to know it very well. So then, when we're moving forward, we are going to start. We know we are going to start this kind of business, whether a pub, we are going to open in a pub, or we are going to open this kind of machine machineries businesses. Because we don't know, that's why we don't know the kind of business we are going to do. And we always talk about opening it. How can we open it without knowing what we are going to do? We need to know it. After we knowing it, then we can start opening it. Okay, somebody brings his mind. We have these kind of two things together. We can open up maybe a machines that can produce maybe shea butter for ourselves. Okay, then we know we are going to open up a shea butter company or a shea butter business because in black people we have this the natural things. We have the natural things. So okay, we open up a shea butter business. We know this is what we are open. It's a shea butter. Fine. We leave it aside. We have another thing. Okay, we open up a joint bank account, open up a big like a big farming. You see, something that we know is going to help us. Those are the things that we need to open, not just because we have heard they have been open this and it's good. Okay, we have cocoa, So black people, we have everything, and we our own things that we have can make us get a lot of money. Especially, look at the share butter alone. So when we are having a share butter business, open it, because the natural oil that we use have a share butter that they use it. So black people, we need those things. We can come out and bring our knowledges, bring voice out what is in your mind. Then we come together as a one people, then we can open it. Without that, when we open it, we have some evil people who are going to destroy it. The way they turn back to their women, the way they turn back to black women is the same way they are going to turn back to the businesses. And we have to know, if we have some of the men who hates their women, who hate the women, and they hate the ladies. It's the same way when we open up a business or we establish a business without knowing what we are going to do. It's the same way they are going to turn their back on the business, and they are the people who are going to make the business for them, and we are going to lose it because our mind is not one. We are not connected. We don't want to be one and save ourselves and save our communities as a black people. When we become one, everything can be possible for us to build. But when we does not create, come together, love ourselves, love our women, love our children, when we build, it will fall because our mind is low and we don't want to move forward. Yeah, always we want to be under people. Always we want to be under these Asian people. Look at what they have been building. Look at what they have been doing. But always they have not been complaining about their women. They have not been complaining about what their women have done. They don't blame their women for everything or for nothing. No. Like the way we have black men who've been blaming the women for everything. Even if the job have not been established, they are going to blame the women for that. It's the women for that's why we can open a business. We know. And that's what black men, some of the black men are going to do, are going to say. And that cannot help us. If we being a family, if we being a black people, and we call ourselves we are one people, see, we have to be one in everything we're doing. We have to support ourselves in everything we're doing, including our ladies, our women. They are the most important people because they are the people who can help us, let us gain what we are doing. Without them, when we open up a business or we establish it, it's going to fall. I tell you. If you like market on anywhere, if you don't have a woman who is at your back, who is covering you, to protect you, to guide you what you are going to do, oh, you do it, but you fall. You will do it, but you're going to fall, bro. And we have to know all these things. But because we don't want to learn and we don't want to understand, because we have men who want to be a manosphere man, a CCBN man, and who don't want to love their women, who don't want to love their children. So they know they will pregnant the woman and they blame the women for everything. It's your fault and you get the pregnancy. It's your fault that we can't open a business. It's your fault that I can't do anything. When are you going to blame yourself that is my fault. That's why I did not open the business, not your woman. Men in this world, because see, black people, we are very intelligent. We are very intelligent, and we are grateful. We know how to create, and we know how to build. But we are not one and we are not connected. Can somebody tell me when? Can I know when are we going to move an inch? We can, because we have low mentality in the men's. Their mind is very low. So they blame or they talk alone of the women. No. Why are you not supporting your woman to do something? If you blaming the woman, you be in a room playing games on your television, playing this. When are you going to stop playing the games for us to join our hands together and build up something? When? When we stop playing the games, see, I tell you, we're gonna move forward, bro. We're gonna move forward, sister. See, go to the black communities. We have nothing to appoint that this is what we have built. What do we have? We have nothing. But we still brag. We still brag. Oh, yes, it's the women's fault. It's the ladies' fault that we can build in it because they take the money from us. Because they send us to child support and we have been losing. That's because you are fault and you just don't want to accept it because you want to disgrace the women and you want to put the woman into shame. You don't want them to move forward. See, when we change or when we learn something, see, we can build black communities, and black communities is going to build the most highest business centers in the world. I tell you, if somebody can tell me which of the any black community do we have that can we can point maybe 7 things in the community that this is what black person built. We have nothing. Everything is coming from the ancient land. Everything is coming from the ancient communities that they are building, and we say we are going to change their women. We shouldn't. We shouldn't. We shouldn't. See, let me tell you something over here. We need to connect to our ancestors. We need to connect to our people in Africa. It's not because I'm coming from Africa that we need to learn something and come together and build something over there and build something with ourselves. Because, see, African people have the knowledge, they have everything that they can build, but they can't do it. We need your support. We need you to come over and build it. We can't do it without you. Because when we stop buying it from the Asian stores, when we stop buying it from the Asian communities, and we've been buying it from our own alone, bro, sis, let me tell you something. You're going to improve, and everything is going to move forward because we are doing everything in our own, and we're making them get the money because we've been sending the money to the Asian people all the time. The money that we have to use it to build our own, we've been taking it to the Asian, to the Chinese people. Look at how now Chinese people being plenty in Africa. Look at what they are doing in Africa, especially. In Africa is a particular motherland of black people. So when we leave ourselves, then the Chinese people come and take over. Where are we going again? If the motherland spoil, where are we going? We have no place to go. We have nothing to get. And then our children are going to be on the streets. And they're going to kill our children like the way they are doing now. All because we have no fathers to save us. We have no fathers to protect the children and the mothers. All they do is like, okay, I don't care, man. I'll be paying because I'm a child support. No, we don't need any child support. All the thing we need is love. We need love that we can be with you. We can be close with our men. We can be with our men without living there. Yeah, we need to learn how to build. We need people, we have to come together and sit one time and talk about how are we going to build. What things when we build is going to help us. Those are the things that we need. Okay, we need so and so when we build is going to help us. We need this when we build our black community is going to move forward. All this we don't have. All because we have some men who are weak and they are very weak. So they can't change their mind. They can't change their attitude. And we are like this without changing our attitude, changing ourselves, changing our mind. Oh, we will be where we are. And we will lose whatever we are losing. We will lose it times three. Mark it somewhere. If we don't change our attitude. If we don't have a black women who at our back supporting us. If we don't have a bone, backbone. Sorry for that. If we don't have a backbone, all the thing we are doing as a black people, we need is a backbone. Those are the most important thing. That is why we cannot create. That is why we cannot build. How can we build without having a backbone? How? Can somebody tell me when we don't have a backbone and we're going to build? Ah, I don't know how we're going to build without having a backbone. Yeah. And moreover, we don't know what we are going to build. We don't have a backbone. Two, we don't know what we are going to build. All we know is that we need to create something. We need to build. What are we going to build? Are we going to open a factories? Are we going to establish business? Which kind of business are we going to establish? If somebody can tell me the business that we need to establish in our communities, so that black children can do something. Can somebody tell me? I don't know. Maybe somebody knows that he can tell us, okay, this is what we have to do so that we all can learn. See, black men being weak and now we cannot do anything. Everyone is weak. The man is very weak. Their mind is weak. They are weak in physical, they are weak in the mental, they are weak in their financials because they don't want to work. And when you are weak in mentally and when you are weak in financially, I tell you, you will be weak so nobody will wake you up. You will be so weak. You want to be strong, you work or you force yourself to be strong, but because your mentally is weak, you can be strong. No one can be strong without learning what he needs to know.
Okay, I'm back. Can you guys hear me? All
Yeah,
right, can everybody hear me? Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, right? We talk about businesses. I keep hearing businesses, but what kind of businesses? Now, if you want to talk about commerce businesses, I think black people could start some e-commerce businesses or some commerce within your neighborhood, but that's already occupied by the Chinese, and other foreign entities that's in your community. So either you got to drive them out, or you got to open up businesses that can compete with them. I heard someone mention what when I saw somebody mention auto shops and stuff like that. Well, yeah, you could open up auto shops, but you got to make them auto shops mainstream, you know. Or you could start out of your backyard and try to make that mainstream because the auto shops in your community are commercial. That means that they got some backing behind them. Now, I'm not saying it can't be done, but you got to think this through and you got to be prepared to compete and overtake them. So you got to be ready for that. Now, I'm not saying that we can't start businesses worthwhile. The problem is to follow through. We need to follow through. And you got to be ready to compete with these other commercial businesses. Because a lot of the businesses that y'all talking about starting are already in your community. They're commercialized. So you got an uphill battle. Not saying that the battle can't be won, but you got to be prepared to stick to it. And if you falter, you got to get back up and keep trying and keep pushing. Y'all got to be ready to overtake the business. Because right now, your community is saturated with businesses that are non-black, who are taking all the money out of your community. So if you're going to compete with them, it's going to take an effort, a sustained effort to compete with them and drive them out of your community. There's so many things that black people can do that are very simplistic that can drive people out of your community. You don't have to fight with the Asian man to get him out of your community. Just don't spend no money with him, and he'll go away. That's with any foreign business in your community. Don't spend any money with them. It's very simple. You don't have to put up no picket signs. You don't have to march in the street. You don't have to go fighting them for equality or any of that stuff. Don't spend any money with them because their businesses heavily rely off the revenue that they get from the people in your community. If you don't spend any money with them, then guess what? It means their business cannot survive. You can easily run them out of your neighborhood. Just stop spending money with them. If you was to go into a Chinese neighborhood and open up a store, they wouldn't buy anything from you. They'll let you go out of business. They're not going to come up there and fight with you. They're not going to come in your store and start trouble with you. They're not going to throw a rock through your window. They just won't purchase anything from you because they know that your survival, right? Your survival depends on the revenue from them and everyone in the community. They already know that. So to get you out of their community, they just simply won't purchase anything from you. You won't make any money, and you will have to leave. You won't have no choice. You can do the same thing in your communities. I don't all these non-black businesses in your community, right? Popeyes, Chinese restaurants, all these foreign businesses. You want them out of the community? Stop spending money with them, and they'll go away. And you got to be strong enough to make the tough decisions, right? Are you willing to make the tough decisions? You see, because Popeyes and McDonald's are going to be tougher to get out of your community if you don't take them over, because they employ black people. Because those are slave jobs, so they employ black people. So you got to make the tough decision. Do you run McDonald's out of your neighborhood and take away the jobs of some of the black people in the community? For the depends on how you're looking at it. Are you looking at it for the betterment of the people overall, or are you just looking for a quick fix? So you got to be ready to make these tough decisions. Well, I don't know about just doing anything because everything is not going to advance our position. Some businesses that we have are actually a detriment to us. So we got to be careful what type of businesses that we open up, you know. But my whole issue is this: we can take over our communities if we start spending money with foreign businesses, start spending money with non-black businesses. It's just that simple. Black people aren't hopeless. Black people just won't do anything. The only thing that's holding black people back is black people. Black people are convinced that they can't do anything. And you know who's helping you convince that? There are more black people. I'm sorry. You know who's helping you be convinced of that? There are more black people that are out here leading the charge to help you believe that you can't do anything than there are white people. You got more black devils out here than anything else. And they don't care anything about you. They're just making money off of you. So they're no different than your enemy. Oh, you most certainly can do something. You can do a lot of things. You just won't do them. That's it. As soon as we get our heads together and say, look, let's do one thing at a time. Let's go in here in this community and get these non-black businesses out of our community. Let's stop eating Chinese food. Let's stop patronizing Popeyes. Let's stop patronizing McDonald's. We only patronize the essential things like a grocery store. Now, grocery stores are neutral until you get your own. You're going to need a grocery store in your community. All right? So you need a grocery store for last. But the rest of those businesses, target for non-support. Popeyes gets no more money, cook your own damn chicken. McDonald's get no more money, make your own burgers in the house. Cook your own Chinese food. Chinese stores get no more money. Any non-black business other than the grocery store, leave the grocery store for last because you need the grocery store for essential goods until you can replace the grocery store. Leave the grocery store for last. Everybody else gets it. Everybody else gets target for non-financial support. Do not, right? Cease supporting McDonald's. Cease supporting Popeye's chicken. Cease supporting KFC. Any non-black business in your community other than the grocery store gets the axe. Cook your own damn chicken. You don't cook your own chicken. You don't need Popeyes or KFC. Go fry your own rice. You don't need Chinese food. All these foreign businesses, stop patronizing them. And they will start to fold. You will see they will start packing up and leaving. We actually did that successfully in one part of town in Jersey City. We ran a Chinese restaurant out of there because they did something we didn't like. And everybody in the community stopped going there. And they opened up every day with nobody buying anything. And eventually they shut down. Didn't take them long either. They shut down within what, 30 days? Shut down. Because nobody came in there. I forgot what happened to them. I don't know if they got caught uh killing somebody's dog, trying to, I forgot what, but they did something really messed up. It was so long ago. And the word got around the community and nobody purchased anything from them. They started opening up every day with no customers. They spend there all day, no customers. And they folded and left. Okay. And that was on a small scale. It can be done. So black people can do something. It ain't no you can't do anything. The problem is, will you do it? We're in this situation because we don't want to do anything. And somehow we've been convinced that we can't do anything, which is BS. You can do something. You just got to go and do it. The problem with us is getting up off our behinds and going to do something. Don't patronize the businesses. Forget all of the fancy rhetoric. Forget all of the scholarly nonsense. Just don't buy anything from them. That's all you have to do. They will do the same. If you think it don't work, go open up a store in Chinatown or Little Odessa or Little India or Little Turkey or anywhere where you got a concentration of one race of people. Go over there and open up a store. See what happens. And see if they're going there and buy anything from you. They'll even come in there. Listen, they'll come in there, right, and make fun of you. They'll come in there and sit down and have long conversations with you about nothing, and then leave without purchasing anything. It won't buy a damn thing from you. I've seen it happen to a guy that used to live on Broadway. That used to have a business on Broadway in Bayonne. Well, I used to live in Bayonne, New Jersey. When I lived upstairs, he was an Arab dude in a white neighborhood with a little grocery store where he sold newspapers and little small things. They would go in. The white people would go in there, read his newspaper, and then put the newspaper back and leave. The most they brought from him was a cup of coffee. That's it. And he went out of business because they wouldn't buy nothing out of his store. He even said it, man, I'm about to go out of business. And why? They won't buy anything from me. They won't spend any money here. And he shut down. And then somebody white took over the business and turned it into a grocery store, and white people started patronizing it. And that grocery store is still there to the day. That happened over, 20 years ago. That white grocery store is still there. So don't tell me it can't be done. I've seen it done. Just stop Stop being Chinese. Make a conscious decision right now to stop being Chinese food. Stop going to Popeyes. Stop going to KFC in your community. Stop it. Don't do it. Don't support them. And they'll leave. They'll fold tent and leave. They will fold up their tent and they will leave. And let me tell you something. These businesses, like these Chinese restaurants, these businesses really hurt your community because they don't put a dime of that money into your community. The same thing with the bodegas. They don't put no money in your community. They don't give a damn. Have you seen the communities that these stores are in? These bodegas, these Chinese restaurants, they're in some of the most rundown black neighborhoods. Matter of fact, they're so run down, most of their customers are crackheads. They don't give a F. They will sell to anybody. You got crack. They don't have no problem with the crackhead coming as long as the crackhead's buying food. They don't care if you got nothing but drug fiends out there, as long as they purchasing out of those businesses. And I'm talking about the community. They don't put no money in the community because they don't live in your community. They just work there. They don't care nothing about your community. That's why there is no support from them for your community. Okay? No support. And the thing about it is, we don't support each other like that, but we support foreign people. We talked about the $2 trillion. I'm not going to get back into the $2 trillion because, as far as I'm concerned, that's ridiculous. Again, I don't mean to sound redundant, but how is spending $2 trillion with nothing to show for it a positive? You don't have anything to show for it. You own one half of 1% of the wealth in this country, but yet you spend $2 trillion a year. Make that make sense to me. So you got to start using your common sense, people. Stop getting caught up in all this fancy rhetoric by these so-called scholars thinking that they got a name because they taught at a college or they graduated from college and we all supposed to listen to them because they're supposed to be so super smart. F out of here. Use your common sense. Excuse me. The weather's a little bad, so it makes for dreary days. I'm getting a little sleepy, so I'm trying to stay awake here. But yeah, it makes no sense. Stop getting caught up in all this BS online about people running their mouth about their education. Because if we're so smart, how come we haven't thought our way out of our situation? Smart people don't get captured. We've been captured. So on that note, Abby. Hold on a second here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, unite so we can form a coalition. It's a very interesting concept, right? Unite. See, that sounds good. It sounds pretty. Abby, go back on mute for a minute. Let me address the young brother here. Abby, go back on mute for me. Okay. Okay, unite and form a coalition. That sounds good. That sounds like something that people from the conscious community would say. That sounds like something one of these phony scholars would tell you. Because all that is a bunch of hot air. It's called invoking impossibilities. You know how hard it is to get black people to unite? If you're waiting around for black people to unite, we're never going to do anything. You build unity by working together. You don't just go out and grab 1,000 people or 1,000,000 people say, come follow me. It don't work that way. You got to build unity through action. This is what I mean by listening to these phony ass scholars. Okay? They tell you a bunch of feel good rhetoric, stuff that sounds pretty, it sounds cute, but in reality, it doesn't work. We need stuff that's actually going to work. You build unity through action. You need action to build unity. You do the action first, and then the rhetoric makes sense after the action. But if the rhetoric comes before the action, then it doesn't make sense and the movement doesn't happen. So instead of saying we need to unite, you should say we need to work together. We need to build. We need to do something. Because if you do something, that's going to attract people. For example, my brother, if your community needed, let's just say you in a community where there was a bunch of kids, right? And there was no playground for the kids, and the kids played in the street, and the street was dangerous. And you went to the city and say, hey, we need a playground for our kids, and the city didn't give it to you. But there's an open space at the end of the community that's big enough for you to build a little small park so the kids can play, right? Okay. Say you hold a rally and you say, okay, the city won't give us the money that we need to build a little park for our kids. So this is what I'm going to do. I've got some materials together. I got them right here. I got my truck with some materials loaded in it. We acquired the land down at the bottom of the block here. The city said we can do with it what we want to do with it because they're not giving us no money for it. So I'm going to take it upon myself to start working on building a park so that our kids can have somewhere to play that's safe instead of playing in the street. And you got your materials in your truck, your tool belt. That's all you got to say. I guarantee you, by the time you get down to the end of the block with your truck, with your tools and your material, there will be people down there waiting for you because they feel the same way you do. And they're waiting on you to help you build that park. That's how you create unity. You got to do something, and it will attract the people. Then the people will unite because unity without works is nothing. It's kind of like faith without works is dead, right? You need something to sustain you. You need something to make unity make sense. You can't just say let's unify and we stand there and do nothing. What's going to happen is your unity is going to break up because people are just standing around. They're going to start saying, "Hey, well, what are we doing? We're all here, but what are we doing? Nothing. We ain't doing nothing, man. We just uniting, man, just to be hanging out." They're going to start leaving. They have nothing to unify for. You have to give people a reason to unify. Unify is about work. It's not about just standing there and looking at each other. It's about work. You got to have something to unite the people, for the people to work together as a unit. Action brings about unity. Once the action is applied, then the rhetoric makes sense. Exactly, bro. Speak. Matter of fact, you get too many people standing around, a fight might break out because you have nothing for them to do. There's some people going to get upset because you called them all there and you have nothing for them to do. Now they're going to be mad. Well, why am I here? You said come here. Now I'm here. Okay, we down. What? Well, nothing. I just called y'all here because I just wanted black people to unify. Somebody might kick you behind because you got nothing for them to do. Unity is about work. It's not about you just standing there looking cool. When you unify people, you have to have something for them to unify for so they can work together as one force, as one unit. If you don't have a project, if you don't have something that you're doing, then don't bother asking people to unite. Nobody wants to stand around and do nothing. People want to be a part of a cause. You got plenty of black people who would love to unite with other black people, but they're not going to do it for nothing. If that's the case, they can just hang around their family members. When you call black people together, you got to have something for them to do. Like other races, when they call their people together, they got a project that they're doing. They're all uniting together and they're working together. Like, for example, I can give you an example. Check this out. ICE ran down on a manufacturing plant in California filled with a bunch of Mexicans. They ran down and took two Mexicans out of there and deported them. Well, guess what? The other Mexicans didn't like that. So they all united and walked off the job. They all united and walked off the job. And it was a lot of them because there was a whole bunch of them in that manufacturing plant. And that hurt that manufacturing plant. They lost millions. They all united, right? They all united and did something. Hey, you know what? They did this to our brother. Well, we're going to hurt them. We're going to walk off this job. We're going to stand in solidarity and we're going to walk off this job and we're going to prove a point to them that they're not going to treat us this way. It's going to cost them. And you know, every last one of them in that plant walked off that job and left that plant there with no production and they lost millions. See, they united and got something done. Now, what if that didn't happen, right? And somebody said, okay, all the Mexicans in this plant, I want you to come walk off this job and stand outside. All right, so they all come, they walk off the job. Okay, what's going on? Well, nothing. We just standing out here. Now you're going to get people pissed off because now you're messing with their money. You call me out here, homie, to do nothing? People got a problem with that. See, they don't mind doing something for a cause. They don't mind losing that day's pay if it's for a righteous cause. They'll unite. But if you're just standing out there, somebody's going to kick your ass because you're messing with their money. Unity isn't something you should play with. It's definitely not something you should take lightly because it can backfire on you if you're not using it properly. Like I said, you can't have too many people standing around doing nothing. People want to be a part of something. People want to say, hey, I helped them build that playground. Yeah, you know, they built a new playground. Yeah, you know, I was working with them. People want to feel good about something. People want to be a part of a good thing. You can get people to unite, but you got to have something for them to unite about. Hold on one second, people.
Is number two. There's no argument about that. So keep that in mind and sort of be aware of that. Professor X, another one.
My bad, y'all.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, Cynic Alex. And it's time once again to give you the top 10 best characters as recommended.
So, just be careful of who you're listening to and use your common sense. Look at what's going on around you. Because what's going on out here in the real world, that's what counts. And you take that and you put it up against what people are telling you, you'll find out that a lot of people on here are filling your head with a bunch of BS, a bunch of feel-good stories. $2 trillion. You don't have anything to show for that $2 trillion. Does that make any sense to you? I want y'all to really think about that for a second. You spend $2 trillion and you don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. You spend that kind of money, you don't have any power. You own 1/2 or 1% of the wealth of this country. You don't have any infrastructure, barely have any businesses. You don't have nothing to show for it. Does that make any sense to you?
So I think it's fine that I have them there. I'll use them eventually, sure. But we
That's why you have to use your common sense.
So I think, the adoption rate of those mighty and brilliant CTPs is going to increase as time goes on. And eventually, when I feel comfortable, I'll maybe, try them here and there. But, I would never do a review or any kind of showcase without letting you
They get black people to pay those tithes, even though there's nothing in the Bible, even though God never said anything about tithes.
Now we did one back
But
in
they got Jesus, a fictional character, telling you that tithes is to be paid.
So those are the ones that I'm going to be focusing on.
Kind of makes you wonder, why would somebody as powerful as God need money?
Much at all. Most of the same characters that were really good for insight as support types are still really good for insight as support types. Now, basically, the only I'll list the 10 here. The only
Kind of makes you wonder, right?
that isn't already here.
But anyway,
Star Lord, because a lot of you guys have Star Lord to get a bill, and then Star Lord is the leadership for World Boss Ultimate, World Boss Legends.
yeah. So,
Star Lord's not bad for World Boss
Abby,
not that bad. It's a deal, but some of you might want
let's see, Dame, is Dame here?
There hasn't really been much change. I think I moved around a couple of the bottom.
Dame, are you here?
Someone, I can't remember who it was.
Okay.
Big space for Sting. Now, of course, Sting giving him an insight only.
Well, people, let me see here. I think I touched on everything.
You're not going to use one of those characters.
I figured I wouldn't have much support today because I was going off today. Because people don't really want to hear the truth about what's wrong with us. They just want to hear these feel-good stories. That's why they go and support channels that tell them lies that make them feel good about themselves. Make them feel good about losing. Well, with that being said,
both of these CCTVs honestly are not very worthwhile. I do not recommend
I'm going to holler at y'all.
good quality, high level.
Thank you for coming to the show.
Not on Tier 3, not on Transcendent.
I appreciate it.
But I do see it a lot. If you go through these ranks,
Like, subscribe, share,
Transcendent is the 1, 2, or 3.
and support. Support us so we can grow.
Not good. Anyway, the list is exactly the same.
Exactly.
There are
Yeah, right, because I'm telling the truth about what these niggas are about. But I'm definitely not anti-black. I'm pro-black. But like I said, I'm not telling nobody no. I'm not going to feed you no bunch of BS. How you running around here with your head in the cloud thinking everything all right when we're losing in real life. I could easily get on a gravy train and start scamming like just about everybody else is scamming. I could easily get on here. I ain't doing none of that. I ain't about that. I'm black just like you. I'm in the same boat you're in. I'm feeling the pain just like my people feeling the pain. I ain't selling my people out. I feel the pain just like y'all feel the pain. We are the same. I don't put myself above any one of you. I'm just like you. I got mad love for my people. On that note, y'all, I'm gonna get on out of here. Peace, power, unity. Thanks for supporting the podcast. Really appreciate it. Remember, like, subscribe, and share, and support the channel. Peace.